Listen, Sixers tried to come back, but the third quarter ultimately is what's going to doom them in this one. And they just ran out of gas. And it looked like it was going to be the Hawks running out of gas as we welcome you here to Sixers Postgame Live, brought to you by Curado Insurance, Amy Fiddle and Mark Jackson. And the Hawks just beat the Warriors last night, so you're hoping to maybe take advantage if they had some tired legs. It didn't look that way. You're looking at guys like Trae Young, who did not play in this meeting between these two teams 2 weeks ago, and then Zachary Richichet, the rookie phenom from France, with another tremendous game. Talk about big time in the third quarter. But you saw some good things. Quentin Grimes, another 25-point game for him, and that's now 8 straight, and I believe it's 11 of his 19 played in uniform. And then Justin Edwards, a guy we talked a lot about in our pregame show, he had his second straight game of at least 20 points. So when you're looking for silver linings, those are things I think you can point to.
Yes, guys developing, guys getting better, guys being consistent. I think as you see, the more that Edwards plays, he's playing better. Grimes is doing what Grimes is showing he's been doing since he's been in the Sixers uniform. So, you know, it's very important to understand that these guys are getting it done.
Yeah, so, Mike, with a little bit of a technical issue on that one, but let's check out Trae Young. I mentioned he is the assist leader. He's actually one of the all-time averages as far as assists go. He's third all-time behind John Stockton and Magic Johnson, but another tremendous night from him. We know that this is who he is. It was actually a good three-point shooting game from him. As you can see, there's 12 assists to go along with 25-plus points for him, 28 total. He is a guy that is the ultimate floor general.
He is, Amy. And, you know, everybody said, I can slow him down, I can stop him, but no one has found the answer to him. It seems like the bigger the game is, and when guys talk trash, the better he plays. It got a little chirpy out here. He said, oh, are we talking? Oh, let me turn it up. And that's what he did.
And here's a guy, and he really does thrive at that. You give him a technical, you can guarantee he's going to hit his next couple of buckets in this one. We all remember a couple of years ago in New York where he put on quite the show in that playoff series against
Look at this, look at this, look at this.
Just takes a little breath.
Watch this, watch the reaction, look.
He's like, of course, of course. He went up to the Garden and absolutely owned the Knicks. But he's a very good player, and when you're looking at the Hawks, you know, you can take something away from maybe the Pistons or even the Rockets as far as building around, you know, a star player or a very good player, star-level player, an all-star, and then having some young talent. And when you couple in Zachary Richichet, they have it, and Dyson Daniels.
Yeah, they have some young pieces that are a year away from being very good.
Yeah.
This team, not this year, even though they're winning more than us. And next year, they're going to take their lumps, but they're going to learn during them lumps. But that following year, this team's going to be something to reckon with. But I still think, we spoke on the pregame, I still think they need one more veteran piece that's more a big physical, aggressive piece for them.
Yeah, we do. We were talking, obviously, before we came on about Zachary Richichet as we check in. He's played the Sixers 2 times this year. He's had 22 points each time. Tonight, he had 16 of those 22 in the third quarter. Not as big physically. I mean, he's a tall guy, but physically, he still has a lot to grow into his body. He's a very young player. But he is a very good defender, and he's a very good scorer. What do you like about his game?
His legs. He is so all over the place. He doesn't settle. He's very athletic, but he gets downhill. Like his motor. I'm pretty much saying his motor makes him hard to guard because he's attacking. He's very free-spirited. But I think he's confident in himself, and that's something that younger guys struggle with, is the confidence to play in this older man's league. These guys figuring out, and this guy, he has no fear in him.
It was interesting because Justin Edwards, and we came on it at the 4-minute mark, and Quentin Grimes, they were at 22 and 26. They didn't score after that, and a big reason is some of the long-rangey defenders that the Hawks have, Dyson Daniels being one of them, obviously Karis LeVert, that's a guy that's a little bit longer in the tooth but still getting it done, and then Zachary Richichet. For the Sixers going forward, when they have these rangy defenders on them, how can they kind of just do a little bit more to get a little bit more separation? Because we saw there was not a lot, and those guys were shut down the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, hey, listen, let me tell you something. The Atlanta Hawks is not just good with talent. They got a lot of defensive-minded guys that are very athletic and agile on their feet. That requires a lot of ball movement, kind of a lot of screening. It takes more. But right now, with this team having so many guys just came in the last week, it's really hard to put in any kind of system. So you just got to allow guys to go out there and play, which means, unfortunately, a lot of one-on-one. But when you play on one-on-one and you're on an island with a great defender, it's really hard to really get going, because the other guys most of the time are not in great spacing. We have much time together.
Yeah, that's true. As there's guys on 2-way contracts, there's guys on 10-day contracts, as they're trying to piecemeal everything together.
Yep.
It's the 47th different starting lineup. This is game 71. So that tells you a little bit about what Nick Nurse is trying to do as he's moving all the puzzle pieces around. We're going to hear from the head coach coming up here after this quick timeout on Sixers Postgame Live, brought to you by Pure Auto Insurance.